now, we're live. Yes, live from Jay's place. And we're talking
Barbershop Talk.
Yes, Barbershop Talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table. Barbershop Talk.
Come on, everybody. We're here at Jay's place.
Barbershop
We're talking Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Where nothing's off limits.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk Live. We're live here at Jay's Place Barbershop, 1927 Olive Road. Listen, another special day, another special edition of Barbershop Talk Live. So I'm glad you joined us. Glad you took time out your busy schedule to see what we got to talk about. Today is our special guest, Mr. Michael Middleton. He's going to be our special guest in the hot seat. But before we get to the conversation, what we're going to talk about with him is, I want you to give a special shout out to my girl, Demetrius Johnson. Beverly's Body Butter right here in Augusta, Georgia. She has whipped Senate Shea Butter. You got TikTok? She has a TikTok. Hit up on TikTok, which is Melon Queen 1976, or you can give her a call, 706-564-5335. Again, that's 706-564-5335. Demetrius Johnson, Beverly's Body Butter, right here in Augusta, Georgia. So listen, please, ma'am, please, sir, get the product. You won't be disappointed in the product. It does a lot of different things for your hair, for your body, and also for your attitude. Again, Demetrius Johnson, Beverly's Body Butter, right here in Augusta, Georgia. Also, don't forget about my good friend, Alan Odom. Alan Odom is also right here in Augusta, Georgia. The CSRA has a company called Pond Maintenance. Pond Maintenance is right here in Augusta, Georgia. They specialize in a lot of different things. Hurricane just came through this area, specializes in tree removal, demolition, pond maintenance, and also just cut your grass. So listen, you can also give him a call at 706-294-8493. Again, that's 706-294-8493. Alan Odom has been doing this service for many, many years and right here in the CSRA. Specializes in doing a great job cutting down trees, again, pond maintenance, demolition, and also cut your grass. So call him also at 706-294-8493. Again, that's pond maintenance, Alan Odom. 706-294-8493. Call him and say, John from Jay's Place Barbershop Talk Live. Say, I got to get the deal. I heard about it, and I want to experience it. So the great price, great service. Call him again at 706-294-8493. Pond Maintenance. CSRA Barbershop Talk Live World. Let me tell you what's going on the next few weeks. We got a great event coming up for the community we've been doing for many years. I'm putting together, Angelic Community Resources putting together our annual Health and Wellness Fair. Our annual Health and Wellness Fair right here at Payne College. We are doing this, going to be June the 22nd. June the 22nd right here at the Hill Complex at Payne College from 2 to 6. Listen, I urge you and especially you, come get your blood pressure checked. Get your ID checked, get your eyes checked, get your ears checked, and also get your HIV test done. Know your status. There's going to be a lot of different things going on that particular day. Listen, it's all free. Free food. We got vendors on hand. We got a lot of different entertainments going on. So I encourage you to bring a friend, bring a coworker, bring an enemy to come out to the Payne College Health and Wellness Fair, June the 22nd at Payne College from 2 to 6, which is Sunday. 2 to 6. Again, know your status, know your partner status. Everybody should be tested and know what's going on with their body. And also, again, this is going to be a free event. June 22nd, Payne College at the Hill Complex. Looking forward to seeing you there at that event. Listen, also, CSRA, don't forget about what's coming up June the 13th. June the 13th and June the 14th, Boots on the Ground. Boots on the Ground. There's going to be some party going on. There's going to be some things going on. They're going to be waving them flags. So I'm telling you, especially you, mark your calendar. Circle the date. June the 13th, June the 14th, Bogus Hill Landing. It's going to be a crazy good time. I'm talking about they're going to go back to the old days of some funky music. It's going to be a lot of vendors out there. We got about 5 or 6 acres of land, a lot of party, a lot of good times, and it's all for a good cause. So please, man, please, sir, Listen, the flyers on the screen. You can also call my good friend DJ J Will at 803-215-3838. That's 803-215-3838. Where he's the DJ, he's the sound man. He's putting that production together. So give him a call. Ticket prices and everything that you need to know about that event. Again, that's June 13th and also June the 14th. Bogus Hill Landing right over in North Augusta, South Carolina. Let's have a funky good time. Again, also, one more thing I want to tell you about. June the 8th. June the 8th, yours truly will be hosting this event, red carpet event. It's going to be a soiree. It's going to be a soiree right here in Augusta, Georgia again. So yours truly will be hosting the red carpet. I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, mark your calendar. Get your tickets. Information will be coming to you shortly. Go to the website. Get all the information you need to know about this soiree. Classy. It's going to be a classy soiree. I'm telling you. That's going to be June the 8th from 2 to 7 right here in Augusta, Georgia. Please, ma'am, please, sir, as they always say in church, govern yourselves accordingly. Let's have a good time. Let's support all these causes. Let's support all these different events that's going on. And also, let's just support each other. Let's support each other. We can't make it without each other. We got to have each other's plans. I understand what's going on. Again, Serious Story Barbershop Talk Live World. Thank you, and especially you. But listen, you didn't come to hear me talk. You didn't come to hear my voice. You didn't come to see my face. You come to see what the guest we got on tonight and see what he has to talk about, again, to enlighten you on what's going on in CSRA and what he's doing in the community and also for his business. So what I want to bring to you and bring to you others, my good friend right here tonight on Barbershop Talk Live in the hot seat, none other than our special guest tonight, Michael Middleton.
What's going on, bro?
What's going on, man? You good?
Doing, man?
Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Man, listen, I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it.
It's always tough making time. Bro.
I know, man. I tell you, I know. Because sometimes the day just don't go where you want it to go. You got to go this place, you got to do that thing. And sometimes the time get by so fast.
I tell you, when I woke up this morning, I was not expecting today. That's for sure. But you know, as a businessman, you got to be prepared.
You got to be prepared for whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
You go to bed and things is looking one way. You wake up, it's a whole different world.
It's a whole different world. They say they got you be prepared for whatever and what if.
Oh yeah, adaptability is important.
Adaptability is important.
No doubt.
So Barbershop Talk Live, we are pleased to have our special guest tonight. Michael Middleton is in what I call the hot seat to give you some information, to let you know what's going on in the CSRA, let you know what he's all about. So now, Mike, I have done my due diligence. I have done my homework. I have stayed up late checking out you.
Were you looking me up, bro?
I was looking you up. I was making sure I know and the people know what's going on. So I did all my research, did all my Googling, did all my cheat notes. I did all that just to let myself know who I'm dealing with, because everybody can't sit in this hot seat now. Anybody don't
I feel
get
special.
They
bro.
just can't sit in this hot seat. They are not allowed to sit in this hot seat unless I get this person checked out. So you checked out.
I'm good.
You good.
I'm good.
You passed the test, you checked all the boxes, you good to go.
Well, you let me in the house.
I let you in the house.
So, man.
You came in the front door. So
yeah, exactly. I ain't have to sneak in.
You ain't have to sneak in, you good. We are all good.
But you know the brother drove up looking for the back door.
Looking for the back door. No, you come on to the front. You got rights and privileges to the front. So I say, come on in, let him in. He good to go. But now, here go the crazy part about that now, Mike. I did all this checking. I did all this research. We good. Me and you good. Mm-hmm. But the people of Barbershop Talk Live World that's behind that camera, they don't know who you are. So I want you to take a few minutes to look into that camera, tell the people of Barbershop Talk Live World, who is Michael Middleton?
Well, I'm going to tell you. I started out as an engineer in computers and did that for a long, long time. And at some point in my life, I decided it was time to move on and I had to do something else. And I had to make a decision which way I was going to go. And I wanted something where I was going to wake up in the morning proud of myself, that when I looked in the mirror, I was going to be proud of what I was doing. I was going to be proud of what I was contributing to the community, and that I was going to be doing God's work.
Okay.
You know, and it was important to me to wake up feeling good, to look in the mirror feeling good about the kind of person I am, the kind of services that I deliver to the community. And this, the business that I'm in now, which is really healthcare, personal care homes, taking care of people who are unable to take care of themselves.
Okay.
Protecting people who can't protect themselves.
Okay.
And I feel good about that. I really do. What you think, bro?
Well, you know, again, you've been checked out. You've been researched. So, hey, what you told me that you've been doing, and people at Barbershop Talk Live World, they giving those thumbs and they giving those hearts. They see what you're doing. They understand your
I
your
appreciate
passion.
that.
They understand the passion because what you do, a lot of people couldn't do.
It's a tough business.
It's a tough business.
It is. It's a tough business. There's no doubt about that. It's got its challenges, but I would say probably no more challenges than any other business.
Any other thing.
You run a business, so you have the same. You have a lot of the same problems I do.
I got some challenges, mentally, physically, spiritually,
There you
financially, all that above.
There you go.
So it's never, like I said, this business, you don't know what's going to happen sometimes.
Yeah,
You'll
exactly.
Never, if you're a business owner, you're going to have them ups and
Exactly.
downs.
And I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters out there who are looking to get into your own business, who are looking to start your own thing, adaptability, flexibility is key. As brothers, as black people out there, we've grown up with so many misconceptions. We feel that we have to be this way. We've got to be tough. We've got to be hard. We've got to show people that they're not going to take advantage of us and all that stuff there. But I'm going to tell you, in business, you got to learn to swallow the stuff. And that's the real deal. You've got to be able to just sit back and look at the big picture and say, okay, today was not a good day. This conversation was not a good one. But when I sit back and look at the big picture, it's going to help me get where I need to be. And you got to keep that goal in mind. Like I've told my sons and my grandsons, you got to keep the big picture in mind. Okay, you may want to hang out and go to that party tonight and all that, but when you go to that party, you have to realize that the key is that you wake up the next morning and go to work.
Right.
You wake up in your bed going to work. You don't wake up in somebody else's bed.
Right. You're right. There you go. Good advice. Good advice.
Oh, yeah.
Good advice. Now, Mike, let me ask you this question now. I got a chance again to check you all out, make sure everything was up, and I saw that you have a vast resume of a lot of different things you've been through, you've been doing over the many, many years. But we want to know, and I'm good, I already checked you out. But the people want to know that's watching this show right now, where you from?
Originally, it may not sound like it, but originally, I'm from North Carolina.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
I grew up in... Is that Tar Heel country?
I was at Tar Heel country.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't call it Tar Heel country. It makes Augusta look like a city.
Okay.
Yeah, from Kenansville, North Carolina, it makes Augusta look like a city. But not long after that, I moved to New York, and I spent most of my life growing up in New York City. And that's, I guess, you people who've been down here a long time can hear my accent. No, I'm not from here.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
As much as I've tried to get rid of it, it's sticking with me.
And you say Kenansville? Kenansville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, real hard to find if you don't know.
I never heard of that before. Never heard of
I can't blame you, bro. Don't worry about it. They just got their first McDonald's a little while ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got the 2-for-1 going on right
Yeah, I still go down there every year because I got people down there.
Okay.
It's a nice place to visit, and then I'm good. I'm out.
Okay. Well, now, Mike, I hope you had a chance to Google me.
Yeah.
I hope you had a chance to research me. Because I
listen to some of your podcasts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was checking out the format and everything.
Okay.
You
Cool.
like to roast the brothers a little bit,
just
but I'm
have
good
a
with that.
But that being said, did you check out to see where I'm originally from?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
You must have dozed off while you researched.
I was trying to pay bills, man.
I
What you
got
talking
you.
about,
I
bro?
got
I
you.
was trying to get the bills paid, dog.
Waycross, Georgia.
Waycross.
From a big little town called Waycross, Georgia.
Big little town.
Big little town.
Okay.
And we known for a lot of things. But the main thing we known for is inventing the fried bologna.
Inventing the fried bologna.
We invented the fried bologna.
You got me there, bro.
Go down the Waycross and go to any convenience store. It's
it's what, fried bologna day down there?
You get on the street corner, the gas station, no matter where you want to get it from, we invented the fried bologna.
I hear that.
So that's what we known for.
I hear that. Fried bologna.
Some people known for peaches and peanuts. Fried bologna.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Okay. I would check out the fried bologna, bro, no doubt.
Barbershop Talk Live is live. Special guest tonight on our show is Michael Middleton. Listen, I want you to be encouraged to give us a call, 706-426-1533. Get into this conversation we're about to have with a lot of different things that he's been doing over the years. Or you don't want to call us, put your question or comment on the screen. We answer any and all questions. No question is off limits. Barbershop Talk Live is always live. Listen, Mike, there's a crazy thing I just thought about when I called your name out. Michael Middleton. Mm-hmm. So my name is Milton. But a little old black history back in the days that I found out through my mom and my grandmom and all this kind of stuff. Originally, we was Middleton.
Really?
So some kind of way along the years, it got changed to Milton.
Okay.
And I don't know, my great switched it up as time, but I always, went to the family unions. They say, well, our name is originally Middleton.
Okay.
So I don't know. So when I met you and you told me I said, wait a minute, now he can't. And the crazy part about it, my brother's name is Michael.
They not from North Carolina, are they? Oh, okay.
Well, it's a small world, so you never know.
You never know.
So I mean, my brother's name is Michael Milton, but they saying it was Middleton, years back, and some kind of way it got switched to Milton. So when I saw you, I was like, wait a minute, is it some
more
kind
convenient, a lot easier to spell?
Easy to spell, get in and get out. So I just saw that name and I thought about that. Is it any Middletons back down the road and I don't know, South Georgia connection? So you never know. So,
as far as I know, all my people from North Carolina.
Okay.
As far as I know, all my people. But I know my grandfather, who was full-blooded Cherokee Indian, he was from down there too.
Okay.
But they got around, so.
Cherokee Indian.
Yeah.
So I really saw the Cherokee in you. Now, can you see the Cherokee in me?
Nah, you got Cherokee in you, bro.
Let
me look closer.
You got
let me look a little closer, bro. That's what it is. I wasn't looking close enough. See, now I see, man. Now I see. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
And my hair, I don't cut my hair, but all this Cherokee in me. Barbershop Talk Live, listen, we just having fun right now. But listen, Mike, we want to get into this conversation of what you're really doing, and many things that you've been through and what you're doing for the community. Because I went to an event a few weeks ago, the Black Chamber of Commerce Gala, and when they read off your things that you've been doing throughout the years, they read off what you're known for, what you've been doing in the community. I was amazed, I was impressed, I was in awe.
Thank you.
And I said, well, this guy is really hitting the ground running. As the people say, you got the boots on the ground. So there's a lot of things that you've been doing. I'd be like, I just want to be a part of this guy. Get a chance to sit down and talk with him and just see where his mind is. And also, some people say, just pick your brain. Mm-hmm. So I'm amazed at what you've been doing in many, many years. So, I mean, you don't tell me. I'm good. You don't have to tell me. I'm good. But the people in the Barbershop Talk Live world, they want to know. So the people want to know, when you said earlier, the tech world. You start off in the tech world. So what you mean when you say you start off in the tech world, the technology side of it?
Well, I started off in the tech. And I'm dating myself here.
Okay.
So y'all don't read too much into this.
Okay.
But when I started out working in computers, they had just been invented. You hear me?
Okay.
Let's put it this way. IBM Selectrics was still the rage. Everybody was still using them. But I had a thing for IT. I really like computers. And I studied and I got into it. And this was during the time when there were no classes and stuff you could take.
Okay.
You really, this was what you wanted to do, you had to be self-taught. And I figured eventually it would lead to some cash. Because I ain't going to lie to you, that was the whole reason I got into it, because I had bills to pay.
Okay.
Okay. And my wife used to kick my behind because she did not want me sitting in front of a computer screen.
Okay.
Naturally.
Right.
She wanted me hanging out with her.
Oh, yeah,
and I wanted to be in front of a computer. I said, you need to be glad I'm in front of this computer. The rent due next week.
Yeah,
you need to be glad.
We got to do something.
We need to be glad I'm in front of this.
Okay.
But I really got into it. And eventually I became pretty good. I became what's called a Cisco certified engineer. And I wound up traveling all over the world doing that computer thing.
Okay.
Well, long story short, 20 years later, I'm burnt out.
Okay.
I'm ready to move on to a new phase of my life. I'm ready to start something new.
New career.
And I didn't really know what I wanted to get into. I knew I wanted to be proud of whatever I was doing.
Okay.
When I looked in the mirror, I wanted to see myself, and I wanted to be the type of person that my sons, my grandsons could look up to, and that they could be proud of what we were doing as a family.
Okay.
Okay. And I looked and I investigated and I looked at hotels and I looked at houses and I flipped houses for a little while and eventually somebody offered me an opportunity to buy a personal care home in Augusta.
Okay.
And the place wasn't doing that well when I got it, quite frankly. You know, they had about 40% occupancy, was losing money every month. And I sat down and I talked with my wife, and we decided that we could do this. We decided that we could make this work, that between she and I, we were the type of couple that could be successful at this.
Okay.
Excuse me. And we signed the papers and we bought the place, and we were immediately in trouble.
Okay.
Because, like I said, the place wasn't making no money. You know what I'm saying? So 6 months later, I'm eating up my savings, you know, trying to keep this place afloat.
Right.
And then I discovered that just like any other business, customer service was the key.
Okay.
You had to be able to provide the same or more or higher quality services than your competition at a lower price.
Okay.
And so in many ways, it fits the general bill of all businesses. You've got somebody that's doing the same thing you're doing, you've got to do it better, you've got to do it different, or you've got to do it cheaper if you're going to be successful.
Right.
Right? And it's not something that's going to happen quick. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. As black people, we sometimes, we looking for that quick fix. You know, we're
Right
looking
now.
for that quick buck.
Right.
You know, and I will tell you, brothers and sisters who want to get into your business, who want to start your own thing, who don't want to be an employee for the rest of their life, don't be disappointed if success does not come your way immediately.
Okay.
It takes time. It can be a struggle. But in the end, you keep at it, it will be worth it.
Well, let me throw this in there, Mike. So when you say don't be disappointed in not having immediate success, so what would you tell a person that's watching Barbershop Talk Live right now and they want to just start a business? So if they got in their mind they want to have a car lot or a barbershop or whatever, what are some of the first steps that a new business owner should be taking or looking forward to do?
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, if you're looking to get started in business, and I'm assuming that what you have now is maybe an idea, or you maybe have a feeling that you can do more than you're doing, that you're worth more than you're being paid on your job now, and that you feel that if you step out on your own and be independent, you can make a better life for everyone, not only you, but for the people that you serve, for the community that's around you. You've got to have a plan. Okay? You don't want to just wake up one morning and say, hey, I'm going to start my own business, quit your job, walk out the door and start selling donuts. It don't work like that.
Right.
You know, you need to have a plan, and it doesn't need to be a plan that says, if I open up today, I'm going to be a millionaire in 6 months. That's not a viable plan. You know, your plan has to be realistic. It has to be something that can work.
Okay.
You know, everybody wakes up talking about, yeah, I'm going to be a millionaire next year. I'm going to be a millionaire next month.
Right.
Not necessarily the case, but don't be disappointed because the million is coming. I promise you. You keep it up, you work hard, you pay your bills on time, and don't forget about that, bro. I'm telling you, pay your bills on time.
Okay.
If you ever plan on opening up a business, pay your bills on time.
That's one of the things you got to do.
That's a key. That's a key because part of the ability to open a business means being able to secure financing. Okay? To secure financing, you've got to have a decent credit score. It don't have to be fantastic. It don't have to be 850, but it's got to be decent. And a lot of brothers and sisters struggle with that.
Okay.
You know, we're trying so hard to get the bills paid, so hard to pay the electric bill, to pay that gas bill,
Right.
to pay that water bill. You know what I'm saying? That we forget about credit.
Right.
Or it has to take a back seat to our other priorities.
Right.
And I'm with you. When when the water bill is due, that's what's got to be paid.
That's what's got to be paid.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the key to having good credit is being able to manage it, which means don't use it until you got a way to pay it back. You know, if I pull a credit card out of my pocket, I know that I can pay that credit card back. Otherwise, I'm not pulling it out of my pocket. I'm going to do without. I'm going to figure another way around the situation, but I'm not going to pull that credit card out if I can't pay for it because I know that not being able to pay that credit card on time is going to be injurious to my long-range plan.
Okay.
You know, the long range plan is not going to work if I have thousands of hiccups along the way.
On the way, right.
You know
right.
what I'm saying? And I promise you, brothers and sisters, late payments on them credit cards will come back to bite you.
Now, Mike, you got me thinking and you got me wondering because your statement that you're making makes a lot of sense because most time people, when you talk about credit, a lot of times we grew up not being taught about credit. We grew up not knowing about credit until we get to our later years and we see how it affects us.
Right,
you know,
right,
so
exactly.
when you start talking about credit, I guess that has to come from a upbringing, a family that's dealing with that type of stuff because it took me years to understand the credit world. It took me years, you know. I had that mentality when I was younger. I get it.
Yeah.
I'll pay him. And sometimes it'd be like a $10 monthly fee.
Yeah.
And I'll pay it next month. Pay it next month.
Yep.
Next month.
We ain't going to worry about it being late. You know what I'm saying? We'll
it's
take
all
care of that. Don't worry, we'll be all right.
Little $10 ain't gonna hurt nobody.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it. And
Yep.
you know, months later, you know, out of the $10 I originally owned, now I'm owing $200-300.
Yeah.
Interest don't keep me in.
Yep. And the worst part is when you get ready to go buy that car, now that car costs you another $100 a month.
Right.
Because of that $10 late payment.
$10 late payment.
There you go.
Again, not being taught.
There you go.
Not
Not
being
understanding the importance of managing credit properly,
Right.
so that you're not put in a position where you have to make that payment or you have to pay the water bill.
Either way.
One or the other. And part of that is pre-planning. Brothers and sisters, listen to me when I tell you, nothing is more important than pre-planning. If you're going to open a business, don't plan on opening the business tomorrow. Plan on opening a business next year. And take the year to get yourself and put you in a position to be able to do what you need to do. All right? If your credit's not tight, if you don't have a lot of money, those are not necessarily obstacles that you can't overcome. You can get over those.
Right.
There's no doubt about that.
Right.
But it takes time.
And eventually you get there.
And eventually you will get there. Like I said, give yourself some time. You know, the way I work is in 5-year increments. That's the way I run things. I come up with 5-year plans. In 5 years, this is where I want to be. So that means if I'm going to be at this point in 5 years, I got to be at this point in 2 years, and then in 3 years, and then in 4 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it gives you time to make adjustments,
Okay.
so that if it doesn't work out, you can still get to where you need to be.
Barbershop Talk Live again. Our special guest in the hot seat tonight is Mr. Michael Middleton, telling you about your chance and your opportunity to make sure your credit is right when you decide to open up your business, when you decide to expand your business, and you also decide to grow your business. Make sure your credit is right. Make sure you make a plan. Make sure you sit down and jot it down again. If it ain't on paper,
There you go.
you ain't gonna do it. So Barbershop Talk Live is telling you and I'm talking to you. Make a plan. You want to be a business owner. Make a plan. You want to expand your business. Make a plan. You want to grow your business. Again, it all starts off making sure your credit is right. Again, have the right mindset.
Yes.
Got to have the right mindset. So,
Yes.
Mike, let me ask you this question. People at Barbershop Talk Live want to know, and I want to know, how hard is it to have a business with your wife? I mean, sometimes you see her all day.
Yeah.
You wake up with her, you lay down with her, you eat with her. But how you working with her?
I'm gonna tell you. I'll be honest with you. My wife passed away about a year ago.
Okay, sorry to hear that.
But the business that I have now is a business that we wanted together.
Okay.
You know, it created its own challenges because you married couples know every day ain't a good day.
Right.
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you're like, you know,
Right.
but you have to look at it from the perspective of keeping the big picture in mind. Once again, don't let this little stuff stop you from achieving the large goal.
Okay.
If you've got a goal of opening your business in a year and you know the kind of business you want to get into and you've got that plan and you're moving toward that plan, don't let little stuff stop you.
Stick to the plan.
Stick to the plan. If you stick to the plan, then you're not going to let those little things derail you. You know what I'm saying? If you've got a partner and you know that partner is intrinsic to your success, don't piss that partner off.
Yeah. Work it out.
You know what I'm saying? There you go.
Work it out.
Talk it out. Work it out, man. Or take a break, go somewhere, and come back when you're feeling better. You know, but don't let your attitude, don't let your anger stop you from becoming successful. You know, as black people, we carry so much anger with us.
Right.
We're born with it.
Right.
You know, I feel like I'm always angry, and I've got to make the effort not to be so.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because of where I grew up, because of the neighborhood I grew up in, because New York was bad and there was criminals. And yes, that is the case, but you have to outgrow that if you're going to be successful. You have to learn to work with people from all over the world, all types of different religions, all types of dialects, all types of languages. And part of that is being able to adapt to them, to understand their point of view. Okay, don't let the little stuff get in your way, because it will.
Right.
It'll trip you up real
Right.
quick.
Real quick.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Keep your eyes on the goal, keep your eyes on the big plan, and when you start to feel that anger rise in you, and I know you can, when you start to feel it, stop. Take a second and say, look, this is not where I want to be in a year.
Right. Right.
You know.
Barbershop Talk Live again. I urge you, I'm telling you, I want you to get into this conversation. My good friend, Mr. Michael Middleton. Listen, we're going to come back in a few minutes before on our commercial break. But before we get a chance to go to our commercial break, I want to bring something to your attention, also to the people's attention. We want to know, what is EM portfolios? Now, before you answer that, I want to also make sure that the people of Barbershop Talk Live really continue to tune in to our special guest and follow what he does. Get the website, get his email, get the phone number, get the chance to follow what he's doing. And they're doing a lot of great things in the CSRA for many, many years. So Mike, we're going to go to our commercial break in just a few minutes. But before I go to our commercial break, tell us about EM.
I'm gonna tell you, I appreciate you asking me that, because I never get the chance to give my father the credit he deserves.
Okay.
And I named this company after my father, Elmore Middleton.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I named my company EM Portfolios. I hope my brothers in New York are watching. I told y'all I was gonna do it.
There you go. You did it. You made sure you did it. So EM is named after your father.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Elmore Middleton.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm real proud of that too. I'm so glad that I'm able to give my father the credit he deserved for all the effort and all the years he put into raising me and my brothers and making sure that we were good to go.
Well, there you go. Well, I can see that his upbringing taught you the right way, and he's been doing the right way ever since.
I'm still trying. I'm still trying to fulfill his old goal. I'm still trying to make him proud of me. I know he's looking down, and I hope he likes what he sees.
I think you do. I think he's proud of you. Barbershop Talk Live World again. We are here with our good friend, Mr. Michael Middleton, EM Portfolios. And when we come back from our commercial break, we're gonna get in more into the EM portfolio, what they really do for the community, what they really do for you, and how he's having plans to expand and improve, make better. But listen, for now, we're gonna go to our first commercial break. This part of the commercial break is brought to you by Augusta Community Partners, and also my good friend LaShondra Corley down at the department, and also my good friend Mr. Everett Wright. Everett Wright has a company with wellness and also massage therapy. So listen, we're gonna be back in a few minutes. So I want you to watch the screen, pay attention to what's going on, and again, follow what he's doing, my good friend Everett Wright, and we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hello and welcome. Here at the Right Body Work and Wellness, we provide you with body work you can rely on to increase body improvement. WBW provides free consultations to better understand the reasoning for your visit. When a client experiences a WBW massage, they can expect it to be thorough and thought through. The massage is customized to each session. Muscles are handled with care, specifically and individually stretched. Creating a wellness vision to sustain a space of personal comfort, relaxation, and a state of well-being for clients that may endure. With over a dozen different modalities to fit your needs, so we can ensure a quality and well-addressed service. We provide excellent services to athletes and clients of all ages in need. If interested, call or visit the website to schedule your appointment today.
Barbershop Talk Live. We're back here at Jay's Place, Barbershop 1927 Olive Road. And listen, that's my good friend, Mr. Edward Wright, talking about the massages and also health and wellness to make your body look good, feel good, and make you feel good. Again, continue to watch what he's doing. Continue to get his number, get his information, and also get in contact with him and use his services. That's my good friend, Edward Wright, right here in Augusta, Georgia. Mr. Wright, good friend of mine. Mr. Mike, you doing good?
I'm doing good.
So far, so good?
So far.
Listen, Barbershop Talk Live World, I urge you.
We ain't finished yet.
No, we got a little bit more to go because, again, I already know. But the people want to know. The people want to know. Now, before we went to our commercial break, remember the people want to know about EM portfolios and want to know what's going on and how that works. And I got a chance to, again, to do my Googling, do my due diligence to check you out. And we saw that you are into the elderly care of the veterans and stuff like that. So kind of give us a quick little synopsis of what you're doing when you say you're the elderly care and then the veterans care.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, what happens is I own a couple of personal care homes in the state of Georgia. And for you people out there who don't know what a personal care home is, it fills a gap for the elderly people and for veterans who don't have a family, and for people who have moved beyond the point where they're able to live by themselves. So these are people who were formerly independent, who were formerly were taking care of themselves and doing everything they needed to do by themselves. But time or disease has forced them to be able to have to give up their independence, or at least some of it. But they're not ready to move into a full-blown nursing home. And we feel that moving into a full-blown nursing home before you're ready doesn't benefit anyone. So we've created personal care homes, and what that does is fill the gap between people who've lost some of their abilities but are not ready to move into a full-blown nursing home yet. And it allows people to stay in their communities where they were born, where they grew up at. It allows them to still be able to be part of their family, as opposed to having to be shipped off somewhere and not seeing their family. And when they walk outside, they don't know anything. They're not familiar with this. We allow people to stay in the communities that they were born in, that they grew up in, that they have friends and family in. And that, we feel, leads to a quality of life and a longevity that they might not have if they'd been forced into a full-blown facility at that point.
Barbershop Talk Live World, again, what Mr. Mike is telling us, that you are essentially a caregiver. So that's when you said that, that's what I got out of that. Everything that you said, I got out of that, just saying that you are a caregiver to the elderly and the veterans. So
we take care of people who have lost some of the ability to take care of themselves. We protect people who are no longer in a position to protect themselves. When we were 17, 18, 19 years old, we were all rough and tough.
Doing your thing.
We didn't need nobody to help us out. We did what we needed to do. But as time goes on, and this happens to all of us, it's going to happen to every single one of us. We're going to lose things. We're going to lose the ability to jump over that fence. We're going to lose the ability to lift that heavy box. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we're not completely invalids. We don't need the personal care home, but we've lost a step, and we need a little bit of help. That's what we provide. We provide that little bit of help. We provide that little bit of protection so that you can stay in your community with the people that you know and love.
So Mike, let me ask this question now. And a lot of these questions I'm about to ask you, they really not my questions. These are the questions from the community. Because when I put out to the community that certain people are coming on, they ask me to tell these guests this question. Ask the guest that question. So sometimes the questions come at me so much I don't get a chance to remember this stuff. So I have to write them down. You don't mind if I show you some of the questions?
No, not at all. Bro.
So here are some of the questions I have to get to. So you want to go with question 1, question 2, or question 3?
Let's start with question 1, bro.
Question 1. Here's our question 1. So question 1 basically says, as you being a caregiver, there are at least 3 things that you have to be able to have. So now you tell me, don't tell me, you tell the people at Barbershop Talk Live World, these three things I'm going to ask you, give us your definition of these 3 things in relation to being a caregiver. All right, so one of the things you have to be is dependable. So tell the people at Barbershop Talk Live World, caregiver has to be dependable.
Well, dependability is important for all of our residents, for all of our clients. One of the things that is most important to residents is dependability and consistency. Consistency is very important, and you can't be consistent if you're not dependable. Our residents and our clients and our customers, they want to know that breakfast is going to be on the table at a certain time.
Okay.
Lunch, dinner. They want to know that these things are going to be taken care of. They don't want to have to make those decisions anymore. They don't want to have to bother with that anymore.
Right.
And they feel comfortable knowing that they can depend on you, that no matter what happens, 7:30 in the morning, breakfast is going to be on the table, and it's going to be a hot breakfast, and it's going to be good.
All right. Now, listen, here's another thing that I think the caregiver has to have. Now, remember, you got to tell the people in the Barbershop Talk Live world that's watching, do you have to have compassion to be a caregiver?
Compassion is essential.
Okay.
Okay. Being a caregiver is not really as simple as it seems, because you really have to be able to empathize with the resident.
Okay.
If they've got an issue, if they've got a problem, it helps if you can see their point of view. You know, compassion, empathy, those are absolutely essential to anyone who wants to be a caregiver, anyone who wants to be able to help people do their thing. You know, anyone who wants to help someone maintain their sense of pride, their sense of independence. You have to be able to be there for the person, but you also have to be able to understand where that person is coming from. You know what I'm saying? And that's another place that we as black people fail lots of time, is the ability to see somebody else's point of view.
Okay.
You know, don't let the world kick you in the behind so much that you fail to see another brother's point of view.
There you go. Now, Mike, this might be the last one that I asked you about. That's going to be so important that you got to break this one down. Being a caregiver, we know you have to be dependable.
Yeah.
We already know that. You have to have the compassion.
Yeah.
You have to be compassionate to that person's needs, to that person's thoughts, to everything. But probably the most important thing of being a caregiver, in my opinion, is being trustworthy.
Oh, trust is important.
Trust. Now, Mike, don't tell me. You tell the people in the Barbershop Talk Live world, being a caregiver, you have to be trustworthy. Am I correct?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And trust and being trustworthy goes right along with being consistent, with being dependable.
Okay.
Nobody is going to trust you if you're not dependable.
Okay.
Because the first trust that they extend to you is asking you to come help me out.
Right.
You know, that even though you may see it as them just asking you, what's actually going on is they're putting themselves out there.
Okay.
They are extending their trust to you and saying this person is going to be there when I need them. Mm-hmm. If this person says they're going to be there at 4 o'clock, they're going to be there at 4 o'clock. And I know that. And they're going to take care of me. And therefore, they're dependable, and dependable means trustworthy, you know. But it means more. It doesn't just mean that this person is not going to steal from me. It doesn't just mean that as soon as I turn my back, this person is going to rip me off. It means more than that. It means when I ask and this person gives me their word, they're going to be there.
Okay.
Okay. Brothers and sisters, do not lose the value of your word.
Keep the word.
Keep your word. If you give somebody your word, and that means you've made a promise, keep that promise.
Right.
Develop the reputation of someone who can be counted on, someone who can be depended on. One of the things you want people to say about you when you turn your back is that that brother says he's coming, he's coming.
He's coming.
And you want people to have that level of trust and that level of confidence in you and what you can do for them.
All right, Barbershop Talk Live world, you heard it. So listen, to be a caregiver, you have to be dependable. You have to have compassion, and please, man, please, sir, please be trustworthy. Please be trustworthy. Let the people know that they can depend on you. You have the compassion, have the concern of their needs, and they can trust you. So again, being a caregiver, those are at least the 3 things you need to be a caregiver. So Barbershop Talk Live world, are you ready to be a caregiver? Are you ready to be a caregiver? You never know, you might be already a caregiver, but at least have those 3 qualities in yourself. Barbershop Talk Live world, yeah, come on, we can add to that.
If you're not ready to be a caregiver, but you are ready to open your own business, remember, the same 3 things are going to apply to you no matter what business you're in. Whether you're a banker, whether you're a baker, or whether you're a barber.
Right.
The same things apply to you. If you tell a brother, I'm going to be there to cut your hair at 9 o'clock, that brother's going to expect you to
They
be
don't
there.
want you to be there, right?
If you don't show up until 9:30, 10 o'clock, you're going to get a reputation for not showing up till 9:30,
Right.
10 o'clock.
Right.
You know, and that's not what you want. So no matter what business you're in, no matter what business you want to be successful in, you give somebody your word, keep it.
Stick to it.
You know what I'm saying? And while I'm here, let me give a shout out to my granddaughter, Ashanti Hughes. Appreciate you sitting there listening to us and asking questions.
There you go. There you go. Hey, because the people want to know. The people want to know. Now, Mike, let me ask you this question. Elderly care, and I also saw veterans care. So are you catering more to the veteran side of it or just the elderly in general, or it's a mixture?
Well, I'm a disabled veteran myself.
Okay.
All right. I did 8 years in the Army, and I did some time overseas, had gotten into some stuff, had some things happen, wound up slightly disabled.
Okay.
So I have an affinity for
Okay.
a disabled veteran
Okay.
because I know what they've been through. I know how they got there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been through it myself. And that goes back to the empathy portion, to the compassion portion. Because I share something in common with disabled veterans, I'm able to help them. We're able to share a point of view that would be difficult to develop if you were not a veteran.
Right. Right.
You know, so when you're trying to deal with somebody who's disabled or you want to be a caregiver, look for those commonalities. Look for those things that you have in common with a person. And brothers and sisters, that's going to hold you in good stead no matter what you do.
Right.
You know, like I said, keep your eyes on the plan. Keep your eyes on the goal. You know what I'm saying? And when you get involved with somebody, keep your word. Let them know that you can be dependent on.
So let me ask this question now. When you say the veterans care and the elderly care, I'm reminded of what I see when I go around town. I'm reminded of what I see when I go out of town. I'm reminded of what I hear in the barbershop because there was a lot of guys coming to the barbershop and they have the same old stories. Man, I'm tired of the VA. Man, these folks at the VA ain't taking care of us. They ain't doing this, they ain't doing that. So I'm trying to figure out why is there so much of distrust with the VA and the veterans where they can't get the service that they need, because most of the people you talk to that's dealing with that, there's always some kind of bad news associated with the VA veterans. It seems like they're not getting adequate care. So I just want to know, the people at Barbershop Talk Live, I want to know, what is it that the VA is not doing for the veterans? You know, you being a veteran also, it seems like they dropping the ball some kind of way. And I don't want to put nobody under the bus, but you know, again, I don't want to know, Mike, I'm good. But the Barbershop Talk Live world, the people want to know, is it? So in other words, let me ask you another question. Why are there so many homeless veterans? Can I throw that question in there?
Well, I'll tell you that question is hard. But if you're gonna ask why are there so many homeless veterans, you might as well ask why are there so many homeless people?
Okay.
Because in that respect, veterans are not that much different from anybody else.
Same people.
You know what I'm saying? They've just gone through some different stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But they still went through the stuff that forced them in the position that they are and forced them out onto the street.
Okay.
You know, but a lot of the people who a lot of the talk you're hearing about problems with VA comes from years ago. VA was not, it's not the organization it was today. And
Okay.
a lot of you veterans who had problems with VA in the past, I'm going to advise that you go back, because it's not the same place. It's not the same VA that it was 5 years ago. It's not the same VA it was 10 years ago. This is a different organization. You know, these people are there to help you, and I promise you, they put their heart into it. They really do. I get my care from VA.
Okay.
You know, they take care of me. And it ain't always perfect,
Right.
but honestly and truly, I can tell when I walk in there that I'm going to be taken care of. I feel protected, I feel safe, and I feel if it is something that is within their capabilities, they're going to do it for me.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live World again. We are talking about veterans care and elderly care. EM Portfolios right here. My good friend Michael Middleton is here to let you know how he can take care of your elderly and your veterans also. So Mike, let me ask you this question. When you told us earlier that you got into the VA, you got into the elderly care with the homes and taking care of the veterans, now I was wondering, when you decide to get into that world, and now you're in two different locations.
Yeah.
You're in Augusta, and also is in Washington, Georgia.
Correct.
Two different locations. Now, for the veterans that's coming in there, for the elderly that's coming in there, we want to know, the people at the Barbershop Talk Live World want to know, what can they expect from you? Now, what I mean, what can they expect from you, and also what can the employees expect from you? So when they clock in, And also when the patients come in, what can they expect from EM Properties to the point where they know they are in a great place, they are in a trustworthy place, they are in a compassionate place? So what do you, matter of fact, what you selling?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, what I do, the way I feel the business should be operated is my personal care homes. I consider them to be a controlled environment.
Okay.
Once a client or a resident moves into one of my facilities, they're taken care of. No matter what that client needs, if they need shoes, if they need clothes, they need pants, they need shirts, whatever they need, we're going to get them. One of the things that people benefit so much from moving into a facility like mine is just the benefits of regular medical care. And it's so important. And as black people, we often don't get the care we need from doctors. Mm-hmm. We don't want to go see the doctor. We'll wait. We'll see what happens. We'll let it go.
Right.
Don't do that. It's not in your best interest to do that. And one of the best things that you get when you move into one of my facilities is you get regular care. We have RNs on staff. We have doctors on staff who are ready and willing to serve you. And I promise you, it's not just any old RN. It ain't any old MD. These are people who care. These are people who are going to take the time with you. They're going to explain things to you. They're going to make sure you understand what's going on with your body.
Okay.
You know, they're going to tell you what you need to do and the things that you need to do to be able to live a long life and to be able to continue doing what you're doing. So please keep that in mind. Personal care homes can be a great thing. They really can. You walk into a personal care home, and from the second you walk in that door, you are completely taken care of. All your needs are met. I didn't say all your wants. Now, can't give you cars and all that.
Okay.
But everything you need is going to be taken care of.
Well, so for the folks that just started watching, they just tuned in to Barbershop Talk Live World and just a few seconds ago, they want to know where are you located and how can they get in contact so they have a family member that need those services.
Well, if you are in a position and you have a family member who you think requires a little bit of help, but they're not ready to move into a full-blown facility, we've got two locations. We've got one location in Somerville in Central Avenue in Augusta, 2548 Central Avenue. It's called Addie's Personal Care Home. And the newest facility that we just purchased in Washington, Georgia, is called Southern Manor Senior Living. And I am very proud of these two communities. We put a lot of work into them, and we have a reputation in the community that I'm very proud of.
Okay, Barbershop Talk Live World. And remember, two locations, same attitude, same compassion, same dependability, and they are bringing you the same trustworthy experience.
Quality of care is what matters. And my facilities prioritize that.
Now listen, now Mike, during this whole conversation that we've been having, I'm always hearing what people tell me, and I'm hearing what you're telling me. I'm hearing that all the ups and downs of the business, all the movements of the business, all the doctors, the nurses that I hear from the business, I hear one thing that you putting first in everything that you do. I hear it. The one thing that you putting first is God.
Oh yeah.
I hear that.
Oh, yeah.
And the crazy part about it, as you saying it and I'm putting this together, I'm hearing Proverbs 16:3. I'm hearing it. Am I correct when I'm hearing? I'm hearing Proverbs 16:3.
Because I'm very proud of what I do, and one of the most important things that was one of the things that were a priority to me when I decided what business to go into is I had to be proud. When I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror, I had to be proud of what I do. When I go see my family, I go see my sons and my grandsons and my great-grandsons, I want to be proud. I want them to be proud of their grandfather and what he's accomplished and the things that he does.
There you go. Because again, I'm just hearing Proverbs 16:3.
Because I believe this is God's work.
It's God's work.
I believe this is God's work. I believe
it.
Taking care of people who have lost the ability to take care of themselves, protecting people who can no longer protect themselves, I believe that's God's work. And when I lay my head down at night, I'm proud of what I do.
There you go.
And it leads to a good night's sleep. So brothers, keep that in mind. Be proud of what you do. Sisters, be proud of what you do. And it will hold you in good stead.
Now you know what? Now I got to back up a little bit because some people that's watching Barbershop Talk Live World, they might not know Proverbs 16:3. But I'm gonna take a chance just to let them know. So Proverbs 16:3, Barbershop Talk Live World says, "Commit to the Lord in all you do, and He will direct your path." So again, whatever version that you're reading in the Bible. So Proverbs 16:3, it says, commit to the Lord.
But
and he
remember,
shall.
committing to the Lord does not just mean going to church every day.
No, it doesn't.
It does not just mean reading your Bible every day. It means acting the part.
There you
Don't
go.
just read
There
the
you go.
part.
Right.
Don't just go to church and sing the part.
Right.
Act the part. Act the part every day. Every day I wake up, I know I'm going to help somebody.
There you go.
And I know that that person's life is going to be better because I'm in it. And it is a wonderful thing to feel like that. It makes me proud to be here. Makes me proud to be on this brother's show.
But listen, Barbershop Talk Live World, again, I urge you to get into this conversation. We're not done yet. We got to give us a call at 706-426-1533. Again, if you don't want to call us, put your comment or put your question on the screen. We'll answer any and all questions and any and all comments. No question is off limits. No comment is off limits. We'll make sure we get in contact and make sure you understand what's going on. Again, health, wellness, veterans, elderly care, what he provides to the community. So I urge you to get in contact with him if you need his services. Well, how can they call you? Is there a number they can call you?
Oh, yeah.
What's the phone number they can call you?
Yeah, give me a call at 704-770-6392. And if any of you viewers out there have questions, please ring in. Let me know what your questions are, because I can help. And I want to help. I want to help other people get started in business. I want to help other brothers and sisters achieve that level of independence. And if I can, I will. Hit me up with your questions. Let me know what you need to know so I can give you a plug.
Listen, Barbershop Talk Live World, again, I'm letting you know that we are in the conversation where we are trying to take care of the elderly as they get older.
Exactly.
They get to the point where they can't do as they self for themselves. So you are here to provide the extra care, the extra service, and the extra, just a little compassion.
Right.
So the business that you in is needed.
Yes, it is,
It's
because
a
it
viable
allows
business.
people to stay in the community that they've grown up in, in the community where they have friends, where they have family, where they know where the corner store is.
Right,
You know,
right.
these things are important when you wake up in the morning, and it's not something you want to lose just because you've gotten a little age.
So let me ask this now, Mike. What are some of the activities that you do at your facility? When I say activities, are we just walking down the street, or we putting them on watching movies or something? So what are some of the activities
Oh,
that
we do all sorts of things, because one of the challenges in a personal care home where you're taking care of the elderly is keeping them engaged.
Okay.
What you don't want is you don't want people vegetating in their rooms. You don't want people sitting around and not talking to anybody and not engaging and not being a part of the community that they're grown up in.
Okay.
So we sponsor cookouts, we sponsor walks, we take our clients down to the river walk, we have bingo games, we have cookouts with just loads and loads of food. In fact, Addie's Personal Care Home on Central Avenue has a cookout every year on that anniversary, and we invite the entire community. So it's going to happen again in June 15th. We'll be doing another one. So if some of y'all are hungry, you want to come on down, grab a bite, welcome to it, bro.
Okay.
Come down, chat with me, ask me some questions. Ask me how I got started. Ask me how you can get started, because that's the question you really want an answer to.
you really want to answer to? So
There you go.
So listen now, what is the steps and what are the process of getting the right people in place? Because as you said earlier, opening up a business is a lot going on. So any business you open up, you got to have the people in place. You got to have the right co-workers in place. And also you got to have the right administrator.
Yeah.
You being an administrator, you can't just hire anybody because your name is on the line, your face is on the line. So when you get into the process of hiring the workers, the CNAs, and even down to the janitor, what are your process of hiring the right people at your facility to make sure that is a well-oiled machine?
Brother, and that is one of the crucial things. And I'm sure any business owner out there that's listening can tell you the most important bill you have to pay as a business owner is your salaries. You want to take care of your people, because particularly in my business, your people are your livelihood. Your people are your life. Your people are the ones who actually provide the care, the direct care. They're the ones that the client's going to interface with every single day, multiple times a day.
Okay.
So you want to be sure that you're hiring people who are compassionate, people who are going to show up every day. Remember earlier we talked about trust.
Right.
We talked about dependability. These are things that an employer, and brothers and sisters, listen to this, because it goes not only for me, but it goes for any employer. Any employer is going to look for people that they can trust, people that they can depend on, particularly in my business where we care for others. So if somebody doesn't show up for work, that's a problem, because this person may not eat. This person may not get their medications on time. This person may not get bathed when they need to get bathed. These things may sound trivial to someone who has not gone through it yet, but I promise you, to that resident, they're crucial.
Barbershop Talk Loud World again. I want to make sure that you understand what you have in your midst, what you have in your community, what you have right around the corner from you. You have a facility that can make sure that your elderly person, your veterans person, has a place to be taken care of, that can show them compassion, that can show them dependability, and also show them that they are trustworthy, they are in a safe place. So I urge you, and especially you, get in contact with my Michael Middleton, again, EM Portfolios, to let you know that your loved ones will have the best care possible. So again, Mike, your website, is there a website they can look at some of the things that's going on?
We've got two websites. We've got a website for the facility in Augusta. It's called www.ateasepch.com. And for you former military, yes, it's at ease, just like in the military.
Okay.
And for the facility in Washington, it's www.southernmanor.net. Please take a minute, go to the website, learn about what's going on. Particularly if you've got someone in your family that you care about, someone in your family that you want to stay with, that you want to remain part of your family, but they need help. And it's tough. As a layperson, it is extremely difficult taking care of the elderly.
Right.
You can, for a day, 2 days, 3 days, it's not really a problem. But when you realize that every single day, at a certain time, you've got to be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You've got to be able to do these things for a family, for a younger person who wants to live their own life. It is a difficult burden for them to shoulder. That's why we're here. We're here to help take the load off you. It's one of the greatest services that we offer, is not only the physical and mental care of the elderly, but also the peace of mind we give the families. It's one of the reasons that's made our community so successful, is because we don't forget about the resident's family. The resident's family is crucial. They're the ones that came to you because they need help too. Not only do their loved ones need help, but they need help. And a lot of communities forget about that. Don't. Remember, the family is just as important as the resident, because you are providing them with peace of mind. They know that when they drop their loved one off at one of my facilities, their loved one's taken care of. Right. They don't have to worry. They can go home, they can get a good night's sleep, and for some, it's their first good night's sleep in many years.
How difficult was it, Mike, to deal with the ups and downs of managing a facility like yours during the pandemic?
Well, I'm going to tell you, we were recognized twice by Channel 6 News because of our professional and rapid response to the COVID pandemic. You know, as soon as COVID hit, I immediately quarantined all my facilities. We limited visitations to professional medical visitations only, and as a result, not a single person in my facility was ever tested positive for COVID. You know, and I am so grateful to Channel 6 News for coming out to my facility. And if you've got a minute, look us up, Channel 6 News. The story is still there. And we reacted very quickly. I was lucky. I have a brother who works for EMS in New York. His name is Terry. And when the COVID pandemic hit, it hit New York real hard. And I was getting all the horror stories from my brother. So unlike many people down here in the South, I took it very seriously. And I immediately took steps to not only protect my clients, but to protect my employees and their families.
Barbershop Talk Live World again, I want to bring your attention to what he said, and I can attest to that because he's been recognized many times over the years what's going on in his facility, how he treat his employees, also how he treat the patients. So not only have I saw it and the people saw it, but the Augusta Black Chamber of Commerce saw it.
And I was very grateful for that.
You was recognized.
Yes.
You was recognized, and Barbershop Talk Live World, here's the recognition that he got right here. Greater Augusta Black Chamber Small Business of the Year.
Yes, sir.
Small Business of the Year.
I'm very proud of that and very proud of the involvement of the Black Chamber of Commerce because they were so instrumental in me achieving my success.
Right.
It's another thing, brothers. Don't try and do it all alone. It's
Right.
not necessary.
You need some help.
Resources are available, but you got to go get them. They're not going to come looking for you. You've got to do your research. You've got to decide who can help you and the kind of help that they can give you, and then you've got to go for it.
Yes.
It's not going to come looking for you.
Because being an employee, Small Business of the Year, you don't just get that by sneezing. You got to put in some work. You got to put in some time. You got to put in some effort.
Yeah.
Because again, that particular award that you have right here, it says a lot.
Yes, it's one of the things that people don't realize when you transition from being an employee to being a business owner. There are no more weekends. There are no more holidays.
Right.
Monday,
Right.
Tuesday, Wednesday, same as Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
You know, it's all a work day, but the benefits are tremendous. You achieve a level of independence that you could not achieve as an employee, and you want to keep that in mind because you have freedom and you have flexibility that you don't have when you're working for someone else.
Now, Mike, here's a crazy question. We almost about ready to wrap up the conversation. I hate to do it, but we're having a great conversation, and the people are enjoying what you're telling them. Because some people just don't know what it takes to open up a business.
Yeah.
Some people don't know what it takes to keep a business. So I want to make sure they have a chance to understand everything that you're saying and taking notes and sucking it all in. But the Barbershop Talk Live world, they want to know what is it about you that we don't know. Because I Googled a lot of stuff. Some stuff I probably couldn't find on the web. So tell them, what is it about Mike Middleton that we don't know? Are you a big fisherman? Are you a hunter? Or you just love to lay around? What is something that people don't know? You're a great cook? What is it that we just don't know about Mike?
Well, I'll tell you a couple of things about me. I like there are some unusual hobbies I have that I like to engage in in my personal time. And my grandson, who's out there listening, I'm sure he can tell you all about it. But I became a certified scuba diver with my grandson, and we've traveled all over the planet scuba diving.
Okay.
You know, playing with the fish and the dolphins and all that stuff.
Okay.
And I was so proud to be able to introduce my grandson to that.
Okay.
You know, because part of my job as a businessman and as a grandfather is to make sure that my kids and my grandkids don't have to go through what I go through, what I went through. I'll tell y'all a little bit about me. I grew up, most of my life I spent in Harlem, New York.
Okay.
It's not like Harlem, Georgia, guys. I got to be for real with you. There's not a whole lot of similarities between the two Harlems.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff stories you've heard about how Harlem was back in the 60s, a lot of it is true. It may sound like a cliche, but yeah, I had to fight my way to school sometimes.
Okay.
There were times I had to fight my way back from school.
Oh, man.
You know, life was hard, you know, but I had a dream and I wanted to achieve something. And I knew I had to get out of there to do it, you know. And now that I've done that, now I want to pass that on to my kids and my grandkids. So I'm trying to teach my grandkids things that we as black people don't typically get involved in.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you, all that time I spent in scuba diving school, I ain't seen no black people in there. I was looking for them, but I ain't seen none.
I was wondering.
I was looking for them, but they weren't there.
Right.
You know, I'm a weightlifter and a power lifter. I actually compete. I'm one of the strongest fat old men you'll ever meet. You know?
All right.
But keep yourself out there, people. Particularly if you want to be successful in business, don't think you can do that locking yourself up behind the wall. You can't.
Right.
You got to be out there. You've got to expose yourself.
Sound good. Barbershop Talk Live World, again, I enjoyed this conversation thus far. Listen, if you didn't have a good time, we did.
I did.
We enjoyed the conversation. We enjoyed the information that was put out there. We enjoyed your comments. We enjoyed your face. We enjoyed your just logging in and understand what EM's portfolio does. So Barbershop Talk Live World, again, I have to get out here in a few minutes. But before we get out of here, Mike, we got to give you some challenges.
Please,
you have to be challenged.
The brother ready to rise to the occasion.
Barbershop Talk Live World has to challenge. You ready for some challenges?
I'm ready, bro.
Okay, now here's what we call the Barbershop Talk Live World Challenge Flag. So you have to be challenged. We don't just bring in and talk with you. We give you challenges.
Okay.
So here's your challenge
flag.
Flag.
You gonna hit me with the flag?
I'm gonna hit you with the challenge flag. So if something happens and you don't like it, we got to challenge it.
I'm gonna wave the flag.
Wave the
Help!
flag. Wave the flag. Now I'm gonna give you a series of challenges, and you have to make sure you do all you can to meet and exceed those challenges.
Okay.
You ready for these challenges?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready to simple challenges?
Oh, yeah.
Simple
I'm adaptable, bro.
You got to do it. You from
I'm
New York.
adaptable. I'm
You
ready
can
to
do it.
roll.
Now,
Yeah.
the first challenge is very simple. The first challenge is continue to make sure those employees and those workers, and the residents get the compassion.
Yeah, and when you brothers and sisters out there open up your own business,
Mm-hmm.
remember what that brother just said. You got to treat your people right. Your people are your business.
The people to business.
Yes, they are.
That's the first challenge.
Yes.
Second challenge is, Mike, continue to show that your grandkids, your great kid, all of them, that you are doing something for them.
Yes.
Not for them, but for the generation.
Yeah, to my family out there that's listening to this is for you guys.
Right.
This is so you will have a better life than I had growing up.
Just as simple as that.
Exactly.
Now the last challenge is we're gonna ask you to do one simple thing. Open up a third location.
Oh yeah,
It's
coming.
it's coming.
That's part of the plan. Like I told
There you
you,
go.
brothers and sisters out there, you got to have a plan.
Right.
And I told you, my plans, the ones that work for me, they're 5-year plans. Right.
Okay.
So we're just finishing expanding this location in Washington, and in 3 years we'll be opening up another location. It's part of the plan that we're going to expand every 3 years.
There you go.
So I'm looking to be back on this show soon.
Real
and
soon.
I'm looking for you brothers and sisters to have some questions for me so I can help you do your thing.
Barbershop Talk Live again. Listen, he's been challenged. Now I have to challenge you, Barbershop Talk Live world. If you paid attention to this conversation, you have to have a series of challenges sent to you. But listen, not only will I challenge you, I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you a chance to win a $15 gift card from Buffalo Wild Wings right here in Augusta, Georgia. Also,
I want that card.
You want that? Also, I'm going to give you
You can tell I like the wings, man.
You a wing man. We're going to give you also a free entry to the Scene on Broad Street, and also comes with a top shelf drink of your choice. My good friend Michael Warren right down on Broad Street has the Scene on Broad. Also, you get the question correctly, Buffalo Wild Wings gift card. But listen, these questions are very simple. I'm going to give you a series of 3 questions. You get the question correctly, the gifts belong to you. The first question is always a simple question. The first question is very simple. The first question is, what is his hometown? Where was he born at? He said it in the conversation earlier. If you pay attention to the conversation, the first question is simple. Where was he born? Not from Augusta, Georgia with an accent like that. Not from Augusta with an accent like that. Listen, second question is also a simple question. Second question is also simple. Did you pay attention to the conversation? How many years did he serve in the military? He said it. He said it. I heard him. Barbershop Talk Live World again.
You can call me and I tell you. If you were listening, you got my phone number.
You got
Give
it.
me a call. I'll give you the answer.
Get this card from Buffalo Wild Wings, and also get this card from the Scene on Broad to get your free entry and also a top shelf drink of your choice. Listen, the third question might be a little tricky. But you have to pay attention to the conversation. Tell me the name of his facility. Tell me the name of one of the facilities. Just one of the facilities. He has 2. Just give me the name of one of those facilities. Again, these gifts belongs to you. Barbershop Talk is always live. Remember, the first question is, where was he originally born at? How many years did he serve in the military? Just give me the name of one of those facilities. Barbershop Talk is always live each and every Wednesday with our special guests each and every week.
And I give you a clue. The name of the facility is in the website address.
There you go. There you go. You can't. You got to get it right. Barbershop Talk is always live. So look, Mike, I appreciate you, man.
It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate it. Now listen, one more time for the location. We're in Augusta, Georgia.
In Augusta, Georgia, at 2548 Central Avenue. In Washington, Georgia, at 184 Pine Lane.
There you go. Barbershop Talk again. We always live again. Thank you for tuning in to another special edition. Listen, next week, tune in to the special guest next week, right here in the hot seat, none other than Matthew Frazier. Matthew Frazier will be right here in the hot seat, Barbershop Talk Live. So I'm telling you now, jot your notes down, jot your questions down, get your iPad ready, get your tape recorder ready, because we're going to go deep into the media world. We're going to go deep into the media world. We're going to go deep into the digital world. So I'm telling you, and especially you, tune in next week to Barbershop Talk Live. Matthew will be right here in the hot seat telling you what you need to know about the media world and how to expand your website, open up a website, and also get your digital stuff together. Barbershop Talk is always live each and every Wednesday. We're looking forward to seeing you. If you want to be a guest on Barbershop Talk Live, just inbox me. You want to be a supporter of Barbershop Talk Live, inbox me. We have a sponsorship package where we'll promote your business, your product, and also your event. So again, Barbershop Talk is always live each and every Wednesday. Listen, before we get out of here, I got to say one more thing. Thank you. Thank you, Barbershop Talk Live World, for tuning in. Listen, keep watching, keep sharing. Go to our page, like and subscribe to our Facebook page, like and subscribe to our YouTube page, and we'll be glad to have you as a guest and also as a supporter. Mike, you ready to get out of here?
Yep. Thank you for your support, everybody. I could not have done anything that I've done without the support of the community and the people in it. Once again, thank you.
There you go. Listen, I'm going to do something a little crazy. Can I do something a little crazy?
Yeah, but do something a lot crazy.
A lot crazy. I'm going to do something it just hit me. It just hit me. Just hit me. Sometimes these things
Did it hurt?
It ain't hurt, but it just... we want to get out here in an easy fashion because sometimes we go off the cuff. So I want you to look at that camera and hold my hand and pray us out of here.
Thank you, Lord, for this time we've had together.
And now,
Thank you, Lord, for the services that we are able to provide others and the feelings it gives to us. Thank you, Lord, for everything you've done. Amen.
Amen. Again, let's see. Next week we'll be in the hot seat. Barbershop Talk is always live. Mike, listen, come on up. We're going to get out of here. You ready? Come on up. Ease on up. You ready? Now you got to follow me on this one. You got to follow me.
I got you. I'm
Now,
following you.
Look at that camera right there. On the count of 3, you ready? 1, 2, 3. See you later.
See you later.
we're live. Yes, live from James Place. And we're talking,
Barbershop Talk.
yes, barbershop talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table.
Everything's